Starting a YouTube channel can be incredibly challenging. There's the mindset aspect, and then there's the analytics aspect, the stats. In this video, we're going to look at the analytics of a growing channel so you can see and compare to your channel. The name of the game is analytics. Everybody will say this repeatedly. You'll take courses, you'll get coach calls, you'll talk to a whole bunch of people, and they'll say the same thing to you. You gotta look at your analytics. Well, buddy, I don't have analytics. I don't have anything. I'm growing and there's nothing. This is my Mentors Approach channel. However, my Nico's Rentas channel, it's got a lot of stats. Why? Because it's been growing steadily in a nice fashion. Where Mentors Approach, it took off and then it crashed. A fiery crash that was. And it was depressing. It was disappointing. I was like, man, it started taking off. I had a video with 20,000 people watching. You know, I was like, man, we're moving. And then all of a sudden, nothing. If you're starting or you're in that situation, trust me, analytics is the way, yes. But if you don't have them, we got to look at other factors. Now, in the first video I made of reaching 1,000 subscribers, I talked about the mindset. It's an incredibly important aspect of this whole process. I'm going to leave that link below. Please do watch that. Now, in that video, I talked about a few important things like community. Community is the most important thing, in my opinion. If you focus on community, the rest will come. That's what I started focusing on. Now, you're going to ask yourself, well, I don't have a community. Neither did I. What did I do to get a community? Well, first things first, I got to look at my niche. Everybody will have a different niche. Look at the niche. Focus on the niche. And then what we're going to do is craft our videos around those niches, but specifically the questions that people are asking that the current YouTubers aren't answering. What this is going to allow you to do is to build some content that makes sense. So let me jump in so I can show you some stats. Now, I'm currently running at 39,000 views, 36.9 thousand views. This is great. There are watch time hours of 2.5 thousand in the last 28 days. This is all great. I'm loving this. Now, if I look at this and I say to myself, well, let's go see more. What has occurred? And this is bringing us to our topic of the day, which is that community. If I go out a year, okay, we're seeing this interesting perspective. Now, the perspective is on the videos individually. And what you're going to notice is the idea that this starts to grow. And I really started in March, okay? But I posted some videos here, but it started in March. And by the idea of April to May, I start moving was just unbelievable for me. But notice how these videos that are here, they're about routers, okay? I know routers. I know tech. And I made some videos because I happened to be buying routers at that time for my studio. Now, the idea here is that those have carried me through the whole year. Now, I managed to go from March, from 0 to hero. This is great. These videos did it for me. What I did was I went to all these videos and people were giving crappy reviews. And I'm like, I'm going to make a really in-depth review. Let me go find all the questions and I'm going to answer them. So that somebody who's going to be watching that will say, hey, there's value here. And I'm going to subscribe to get more value because my goal is to grow the channel for people that are in business and tech, in creative land. They need the stuff that I need. So logically, if I answer the questions everybody's asking, that would be great. My next videos coming up are CF Express cards. Okay, that compared to SD cards. Like I have all these cards. I'm buying what I'm reviewing. But the question isn't, hey, do you trust me because of that? It's, does this guy know his stuff? Well, how do I know my stuff? Well, by answering your questions. So I went actively looked for this stuff. And now when you're looking at this, I want to be very clear. This started to move and then the hard drives start to pick up. And you notice that this just keeps going and going and going. Now, what occurs overall? Well, you see like all these views happening, right? And all these views, if I go all the way down, you start to see all these videos that are under 1,000. Now, these are videos from different aspects of my needs. Like, how much RAM do you need? Like, I don't understand why this never took off. I'm changing these constantly to see what's going to work, but it just didn't take off. Great. You know what? It's fine, but it started to grow and it's moving up. All right. So what does that tell me? Well, it's either not in demand or I'm doing something wrong. However, you can see here my Gen 4 NVMe SSD all drive upgrade experience. This only has 464, yet I have these videos that are hitting, like this one's hitting 30,000 views. 30,000 views. Okay, crazy. Now, we're looking at this and it blows my mind that I'm seeing these numbers. Now, the fact that these are all moving is great. Why? Because people are coming back, and that's the critical thing. What we're noticing here is that these videos are carrying me, but the idea here is, one, the watch time hours, where I can see here that these are the hours that most people are, I'm getting my most amount of views and hours. But at the same time, I can see how some of these are starting to grow. Now, why are they starting to grow? Well, because the returning viewers is happening. So let's jump out of the screen and let's come back here to the idea of audience. Now, when I'm looking at audience, I'm going to be looking at specific things with the audience. And this is what was my focus. My focus was returning viewers. I wanted this up. I want people coming back because my whole goal is community. And I'm going to answer the questions I need to answer so I can bring people back. The unique viewers, of course, it's going to be high, but then I'm seeing the subscriber rate increase now. It's awesome. When I scroll down, what I noticed was, when are people coming back? When are people on for what I watch? So my goal is always to be around these busy days. So Fridays today, I'm actually launching this today. Now, could I have done it Wednesday and Thursday? Yes, and I had videos for that, but because I screwed up the videos, they're not happening. Quality over quantity. That's my rule. So what I decided to do is, hey, I'm not going to post something. I'll just wait for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, which are big days, and I'll just do 3 in a row. I like to give like a day in between, but whatever. Now, do I post on Monday and Tuesday? Well, there's not a lot of people here, but it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, if you have the video to get it out, get it out. So if I didn't get it on Sunday, I'm not going to wait until Friday. I'm going to just get it out the next day and wait for it. So the idea again comes back to returning viewers. We want people to subscribe, yes, but the goal here is that people are going to come back and watch more because I'm giving them value. Now, when we look at engagement, we look at the hours going up, that is a big goal, and that's what I want to see. Now, my average view duration has dropped, and this is the point that is very critical, and this all ties in with your community. I make long videos, and when I started this, like, I do make short ones, but I make long ones because there's a lot of information I'm packing into this video. And I talk a lot. And I rant sometimes. And I do other stuff. And personality plays a critical role. Okay? I'm going to talk about it in a sec. When I'm looking at it in terms of length of video, I don't care how long it is. If it's going to be long, it's going to be long. Why? I hate watching part 2s. 1. 2, if you're going to give me a part 2, it better be a good one. 3, I'd rather you take the information and go, hey, I'm making another part 2, but it's going to be the same video, but I'm adding stuff because I just realized that I forgot some stuff or some new stuff has come to my attention. And review the first video a bit and go, here's the new stuff, because it means it was important enough for you to do that. You're not just making a video for that. So these are kind of the things that I've observed with myself, with everybody else, and with other creators I've worked with that we help build their channel. And I go, let me include all this stuff in there. Okay, this is critical. It has to work in a flow. And this is where the average view duration is around 4 minutes. Yes, it's been averaging up and down. Now, some of the videos I made, people didn't watch. And they're longer videos, so it is what it is. But I didn't care if people said you should make shorter videos. I get the comments all the time. I wish this video was shorter. Well, if it was shorter, you wouldn't get the information you wanted. If you didn't get the information you didn't want, then you wouldn't get the value. Now, how do I fix and moderate that issue? Well, let's go back here. This is the incredible point that I came to the realization. Notice how in this video I have this drop and then it jumps. There's nothing I could do for this aspect. Let me just zoom in a little bit here. This aspect here of this drop, I can't do anything about it. It just happens in every video, and then it drops and then it continues, and then I have the slow die off. Now, what I noticed was I started Googling some stuff, and I came up in the Google searches. And what I started noticing was some of these markers that I have in here where I put the timestamps. I started noticing here Chrome and issues with Windows 11. Okay, you start to see like these markers pop up. And what I realized was the name might be something, but the actual stamp is going to be incredibly critical. And then I followed that up with some other YouTubers who have made some videos about it. And what's happening is if you go onto YouTube, you search something, you want to come up, but you also want to come up in Google. And what I realized was I started making all these stamps, the timestamps, into questions because people are typing those in. And this did wonders because when somebody comes to my videos, and I'll show you a couple of the longer ones as well, but you'll see here, somebody's coming here and this doesn't have a lot of views. Okay, it's got 339 views, but there's enough stats here to understand. There's 3 minutes and 47 seconds. And this is an incredibly boring topic. Unless you really want to watch it, you don't watch it. And that would be like if you're buying RAM in your creator. So you see this dip and then you see these jumps. So I put 3 in a row and I can see that people, if they didn't click on the first one, they clicked on the second one. If they didn't click on the second one, they clicked on the third one. And this is where I see the next one come down here, CPU intensive timeline explained. And then you see the next one, okay? And then the next one. So the idea becomes that people are coming to my videos, either jumping to the spot because they can go down to the bottom of the video and click on it, or they're on Google, or they're on YouTube and they search that up, and that certain aspect, okay, will tell YouTube, hey, deliver this video. I'm confident in this thought process because everything's been working since I've been doing this. Now, does it work for anybody? I don't know. But what I do know is that my click-through rate is high. I've focused a lot on my SEO. I focused a lot on my thumbnails. So when somebody comes to the thumbnail, they'll be like, hey, I want to watch this video. And at that, what I've focused on overall is looking at what can I do to make sure that I am able to deliver. And what do I mean by deliver? Well, YouTube search is delivering 60% of my content. Then you have browsing features is 17.5. Then you have suggested videos is 8.6. If I scroll down from my external sources 5.3, Google search has increased. It wasn't this high. So you're seeing that it's growing exponentially in that section, and then my increase of external sources just coming from Google, which is amazing for me because now it's saying it's working. Because if it's working for Google and the searches are coming up there, then you're going to see some of these videos pop up, which is great, which is what we want. And if this is working, we're off to the races, don't you think? Now, personality. Where does personality play a role? Well, let me just jump back in here and look at all my videos and just put into context how things are moving. Now, when I look at these videos, let me zoom out a little bit. Whenever I see, I change up a image and I put a smile on my face. Once I put that on, you'll see a number increase. So this had like no views and I just changed it at 61 views. As I go down, this one right here, Canon, first R6, first impressions. This had like 100 views. Literally, I changed the image to a smile. Views, okay? Why? And what does this mean, okay? Now, Canon EOS R, this video, I just put a picture of Canon R and off we go. This one's got 4,000 and got picked up by the algorithm. A smile goes a long way. Your personality goes a long way. I'm seeing it in the stats. There are videos where I did them and I wasn't happy, I wasn't excited, I wasn't whatever. I can see that in the stats. Okay? The videos where I am not myself, I'm not happy, I'm not excited about what I'm talking about, and I'm just trying to deliver another RAM kit, you can see it. And people click off. I can see that. Now, what does it mean for you? Maybe your niche doesn't need a you. Maybe it needs a creative person of some form and you got to create a character. That would be something over there. If you're just making a channel and you're talking about yourself, you are a character. You're creating a character of you. And you got to take a step back and think about this logically now, okay? You are a character in your own story. This is how I look at it. I want the best version of me to be on camera. It's going to be out there forever. So if I'm angry and just making a video for the sake of making a video, if I'm upset, if I'm this or I'm that, oh, buddy, you can see it. Now, when I was editing older videos, I saw the anger in my face one day. I was so angry with something, and then I started editing because, like, making videos makes me happy. But if I'm angry from something else, it affects the video. And I saw the anger when I was going in keyframe, frame. And I was like, whoa, you can see it. So people do see that, but everybody sees it differently. So the message here is that how you present yourself means the world. It means the world. I'm going to give you the cold fact truth here. It does not matter what you think of yourself. It's what the perception of the other side is thinking. Okay? Bottom line. If I was not feeling confident in something, you would see it. Bottom line. You can see that in videos where I didn't like my voice, and now I do like my voice. It's much better. Why? Because I've listened to myself 500 times. Bottom line. That matters. 1. 2, if you are not comfortable being in front of a camera, does that characteristic, that personality come out? Yes, it comes out. If you make a video and it's just your voice, it comes out. If it is just what images and what videos you have picked to put together, it comes out. The editing process, it comes out. Everything comes out. This is why you can go on some videos and you see, hey, why is this channel taking off? The person doesn't even talk. Yet it comes out. Well, it's their voice. People like their voice. They like the pace. They like how it's coming out altogether, how it was cut, the music, and when the music is good. Is it a fast pace? Is it not? So you see, there's a lot of things here that's moving in order. Okay? Bottom line, we got to look at all this stuff. Put it into perspective, and what you'll see is the stats piling in this way. Now, in my opinion, if I didn't have those 4 or 5 videos, I wouldn't have succeeded in this channel yet. But those 4 or 5 videos carried me through the way, and it brought people in. Subscribers started to come in. That's it. Done deal. Now, when you're looking at this aspect and you're saying to yourself, well, how does this really fit the narrative, Nico? Well, let's go back here for a second and let's just look at these numbers again. And I want to just put this in perspective of every video counts. So quality matters. When I come back in here, let me zoom in, and I look at subscribers. Yes, I got the most amount of subscribers, okay, coming in from different videos. But what am I seeing? As I scroll down, you see all these other videos that I got way less. I can't stress this enough. Let me go out to 365 days so you really see this. Okay? I've gotten from this one video 147 subscribers. The other one's 90. So all these top videos, over 50, 47, have been delivering. Yes, and these are big views. But let's think about this for a second. Down here, these ones are only getting me like 4 a pop. But that's only 360 views. I'm getting more subscribers for less views. Now, people are coming to those videos and they're finding value. So if I didn't have these down here, how could I make the amount of subscribers I have now? I wouldn't. Okay? Bottom line. Will these pick up? Maybe in the future. Like this one. This is SanDisk Extreme Pro SD card reader. This one was at like 200 views for the longest time. And I'm like, what is going on? Like, everybody should want to watch this video. If I make this video again, why would somebody not want to watch it? And all of a sudden, like, now that I have card readers, like I'm doing like these I'm going to be doing these tests on these, and I have some card readers. I've done more videos on them. Those ones didn't pick up and this one took off. And you're like, what just happened? And this is the critical message here. Quality is critical. Now, if you have one of those channels where it's, the news comes up with something and it's time sensitive, in other words, then yes, your quality won't be as good. But if it's time sensitive, you're taking that other aspect of it where you're going to have to continually deliver that. Now, that's similar to the 4 or 5 videos that are going to be obsolete at the end of the year. Okay, at the end of this year, everybody's going to be moving on to the next set of routers, the Wi-Fi 6E. So those won't be getting those views. If I don't have more videos picking up and moving, so those are, you could say they're evergreen for the period of the lifeline of the product. After that's done, if you want true evergreen content, then you got to focus on that and make a subset of that, and then have your other videos that are going to carry you to the next level, that people will come and subscribe to find value of the stuff that you're not going to find yourself otherwise. Something to think about overall. Now, in my opinion, if I was starting over, I would follow this advice. Community is first. Look at the questions that people aren't answering and make videos on those. Focus on those and focus on the quality. Focus on answering to each comment. I've answered every single comment on this channel unless I didn't see it, because YouTube's probably got the worst commenting system ever. And then, especially for replies, so a reply to a reply to a reply, oh, so annoying. And then focus on it and say to yourself, what videos I'm going to make, and be consistent. Notice how I was consistent in all these videos. Just consistency. Keep making, keep making, keep making. If you don't do that, you're not going to see the results you want to see. You're going to screw up at the beginning. I did too. but it's just keep going, keep going, keep going. And yes, watch the mindset video so you can get away from those like stupid comments that people leave. You know, the double chin and I'm losing hair, you know, cut my eyebrows. You look like a doink. And then the threats over a Samsung hard drive. Where are we? What world are we living in? I'm getting threatened over a Samsung hard drive, people. Take a step back. Think about that. Okay? These are things that we got to look at. Okay? Personality, critical. Get who you are out. Because you're going to have to deliver on that consistently. And if you're going to create a character, that's going to be too hard. I'm sorry. I can't do that. And I've talked about this before. I went down to the YoutTube convention and, you know, everybody was like totally different than what they are online. And I was like, wow, you really do a good number in creating your character. It was pathetic at best. Unless it's a character that they're creating. Like an actual thing on the YouTube. Being somebody you're not. Oh, wow. That excited go-lucky person that knows everything about everything. Meanwhile, they don't because they're making notes and they have a team. Anyways, that's another conversation for another time. What I'm trying to say here is follow through on what I'm talking about, and community is the most critical. You go look at other people's community, your stats will start coming in, you'll start to move on that. And if you keep focused on this, then you'll get the opportunity to get to this stage where I'm telling you, okay, let's just make one last view of what is occurring here. I wanted to just give you an example of one thing that you're going to come across where you're going to be like, what do I do? And how does this look? Now, here's my lifetime. Let's go to 365 days. This is the last true important piece of information I got to share with you. When I was coming through to this stage here and I was growing, and as I got into July, okay, I have this peak here, and I start getting all these questions. Can you review this? Can you review that? That was a pivotal moment for me. And when I say these videos carried me, they carried me. Because if you look at the stats, they kind of leveled off here. I was growing, and then it levels off. So what occurs here? At this moment, what I'm seeing is a lot of comments about me reviewing and becoming a reviewer. And guess what? I'm not a reviewer. I don't want to be a reviewer at all. I need to change direction of this channel, and I don't have 1,000 subscribers yet. It was kind of like, oh man, I'm going to ruin the pace I'm on. So I had to take a risk, but my risk was calculated. I looked at it and I said, what do people actually want? I bought these routers because I needed it for the studio. I am building a rig. I'm getting, it's all the camera work, getting everything set up. I'm launching Mentor's Approach. It's all the stuff that business people need, creative people need, and all that. I need to be different and change direction of the channel while not losing the subscribers I have. I don't want to alienate them. So what did I do? In a lot of these videos where people were attacking me on the in the comment section about the subscribers, or people emailing me, all the threats came through emails. I sat back and I said, wait a minute. I'm replying to these people. I'm like, I'm not going to be doing the review the way you want to. So why am I reviewing and bothering with this? What I'm going to be doing is focused on it. So all the things are based on use case scenario. I am not trying to hit 20 seconds on these cards right here. I'm not trying to hit 20 frames per second. I'm trying to get the best card for me at the use case scenario for me, that I know other people will be using the same thing. And this is why I found those caching issues on the hard drives. The goal is not to get the fastest drive, to find the most reliable drive for what we do. So my whole concept has changed into that direction, which brings me to my last part of this video, which is the idea of what am I going to do with future channel? Well, I have my Mentor's Approach. I'm trying to grow that one. That was going to be my focus for this year. Now, I'm going to be starting that focus as I get this channel, structured so I can do everything. At the same time, I'm making a clips video channel where I'm going to take clips like this. These videos are too long. And I'm going, hey, in all these videos that I'm seeing the patterns, I'm going to cut them at those points where I see the spike, and I'm going to make a separate video on the clips so I can bring them back to the full video. This is going to be something that I'm going to be trying out. So if this is something you want to see over the year, subscribe, hit the bell so you're notified. I had to throw it in there. But of course, leave your questions below. Just anything you're asking, if I can give you an answer, I'm going to give you an answer. That's the goal. If I have to research it, I'll research it. But the idea here of giving you this example of finally hitting 1,000 subscribers is very simple. The idea here is so you can see that analytics plays a big role, but mindset is more important. And you can see the mindset in the analytics as it's happening. So we want to make sure that we're covering the mindset first. And if you can cover the mindset, the analytics will come, and then you'll know more information about your channel, your viewers, where you want to go with the channel, and decisions will be a lot easier. Like, subscribe, leave your comment questions below. Check out these 2 videos, and this one is going to be on the mindset.